time it is!
I want to thank everyone again for checking out the C Squared Hour. I'm your host, Chris, bringing you another episode, finally. Well, I guess it doesn't feel like finally, because I just posted my last one relatively recently, so this kind of fits on that sort of schedule, but even though it doesn't really. Let's jump right into it. So, you're gonna be noticing that the other microphone is awful quiet compared to what you probably were looking for. The other Chris was not able to be here. Honestly, I think it's more of a favor for me than him. I do more of the road trip driving, so this affects me more than him. He's trying to get a hold of Elon Musk, or really anyone in the Doge cabinet. That's probably not how you do that. In the Doge department. Because he's seen, hey, they're advertising all this money's being saved. Boy, did they really do a good job. He knows a place that really needs the upgrade. And honestly, it's something that I told him about. So I was on a bit of a road trip and had to stop at a rest area. And was a little nervous about it. As we've talked about before, I keep getting nervous that I'm going to walk into a public bathroom or a semi-public bathroom or really just anywhere and run into some guy pounding off while I'm there. With the amount of public bathrooms that have been used, it's gotta happen sometime, right? I've walked in on people doing drugs, and I mean, that doesn't seem as much as... Anywho, I was driving along and stopped at this rest stop. I'm not going to tell you where, because you guys might want to meet me there sometime, and I have to go through that area quite a bit. But I was driving through, and you walk into this rest area, and each bathroom, there's still probably 7-8 stalls on each side, but each bathroom was a separate bathroom. You know, you could lock the door for it, Really, it was just like a single-use bathroom at a restaurant. But there was 6-7 of them. So, Chris had this bright idea when I told him about it. Why not put that at every rest stop? I think it'll... Let me just fix something right here. There, that should help. I think it will really benefit the nation on a whole. If you look at all the possibilities that entails, you look at the drive being much safer, basically because you're more willing to stop there than other rest stops, so you're not holding it and, white knuckling it while you're prairie dogging until you get to the next town and can find a Home Depot. Really, it helps truckers. They have a safe place to do crank now. It would put more lot lizards in rest stops rather than in business parking lots. So they could do it there because it's in the privacy of the own bathroom. You need to keep those truckers awake, so found a place for them to do meth, and it's in their privacy. It's a perfect solution for a lot of problems. You want to help truck drivers, you want to help travelers, and tourism and traveling, that's a pretty big thing for the economy. They talk about it every summer. So if it's easier to take a shit on the drive, then by all means, let's make it happen. So Chris is trying to get a hold of people in Doge and seeing if the extra money they save... I'm joking. Look, I know they might not have. If the extra money they saved could be put to doing that in bathrooms. So that's where you will find Chris. Not traveling anywhere. He's just sitting at home. He's just looking up phone numbers. He's trying to find a way to get this done. And like I said, it's mostly for me, not for him, but he's a good egg, so he's trying to help out. Now that we all have that taken care of, we all know where he is, safe and sound, just on the computer trying to get a hold of people. I know a lot of people who listen to this, were probably wondering where the fuck I've been for months. And I could tell you the real story. I could tell you exactly what happened. I could tell you. I'll give you the Cliff Note versions. So I've been watching. There's this whole. I fell down this rabbit hole where it's a bunch of people with successful podcasts talking shit about people without successful podcasts. And it fucked with my head. It hurt my pride. They were going through it, and really a lot of the shit they brought up, I actually do. So they heard that they talked about hacky shit, like having the beer crack in the microphone to make sure, hey, everyone knows, or the weird soundboard, and trying to bring up a celebrity boxing fight, and trying to start a nickname for your fans so that gets going. And really, really, really screwed my head. But then I realized, especially with podcasts, all press is good press. So why not just keep doing the weird hacky things and hope that one of those podcasts picks it up and then I'll get more listeners. Kind of like a producer's thing from what I hear about it. Just keep doing the wacky hacky stuff and hope they pick it up to make fun of it. More people listen and maybe they'll... So finally I took their advice and I'm going to keep doing everything I already said. So guess what, folks? There it is. That is for all my squareheads out there. I told you I'm keeping it going. Got the squarehead thing going. I'm getting the beer crack in. I got the...
Why you bullying me?
Got that going on. So, next step obviously comes down to Randy. The fight has to happen. We keep talking about it. I keep talking about it. You're afraid of me. You're ducking me. It's fine. I understand. There's two reasons to duck a fight. One, the other guy is an animal, and you're afraid that they are going to murder you in the ring. You're going to get beaten like you're Whitney Houston burning dinner. Or, the other issue is, the guy you're going to fight is a sloppy goddamn mess. And if you lose to him, you will never be able to look at yourself in the face again. Look at yourself in the face? Whew. Let's try that one again. You'll never be able to look at yourself in the mirror again. So, I know you're ducking me because of the second reason. It's okay. Everyone else might judge you for getting beat by me, but I won't. So, you know why this has to happen. We have to get this going. So, I'm waiting for you. I'm right here. I have a whole list of shit that happened while in between my last recording and this one. Well, shit, between my last recording, I don't think my last recording was... Yeah, I think it was before Trump got elected. So, wow. Alright, so there's a lot that's been going on. That fucking, that Doge thing I talked about earlier, that wasn't even a thing. Like, that wasn't even on anyone's mind. Well, let's go through real quick. Obviously, the big story, since the State of the Union, or whatever the official name of this one, the presidential address to the nation, or Congress, or what have you, another way to get themselves on TV for no goddamn reason. It has become a party. Even when Clinton was in office and, the party guy president, that they didn't get down the way they do nowadays at these. So much fun. You have people wearing hats indoors. That's not supposed to happen. But no, our elected officials are gonna go. They just don't. There's a lot of them that just don't give a fuck anymore. The biggest problem I had with it was there was the dude. He was. I forget the name. Old dude. He had a famous name, like I don't know, Richard Ramirez, or I think it was Al Green. Yeah. I have months to prepare for this, and I don't even write the fucking guy's name down. Attaboy, Chris. He got himself tossed very early. It is what it is. However, when something like that happens, him standing up and shouting and waving his fucking cane when the Dems have something like that happen, you gotta have a good finale for it, too. You really fuck that up. I mean, even when Pelosi looked like a dumbass douchebag ripping up the president's speech, at least you had to wait till the end to watch it. You have this old dude waving his cane and within 5 minutes of the speech starting, and then the rest you just have people randomly walking out. President Trump got elected twice because he's an entertainer. We are stupid as Americans and need the most entertaining president. That's why we elected Obama. John Kerry was a nudge. That's why he couldn't beat Bush. Clinton, Reagan. We like entertainers for our president. That's how Trump gets elected. I think Biden got elected because he was entertaining in another way. Like, when you watch old people slip on ice that you don't know them? That's funny. So, Dems, if you want to start, really pushing back at the pubs, if you really want to start that, you gotta be more entertaining. And that starts by having a finale. The best you got is walking out halfway through the speech. You have the guy going hard early, and it was like Gone Girl, but you knew she was safe the whole time. We just kept sitting there waiting for something to happen. You have this guy waving his cane around. This could be good. This is gonna get good. And it was, the longest or second longest speech of all time? You had plenty of time. Even, you're obviously not listening. You don't have to stand up or anything like that. So, think of something. We're just gonna quietly and respectfully walk out. Well, fuck you, then I'm gonna quietly and respectfully not vote for you. Not politically or anything. If I don't like the other guy, I'm not gonna vote for them. But I'm not voting for you if you guys can't figure out a good finale for that. I did notice, and I didn't see this on Twitter much, but it's an argument that a lot of people have made before. Awful lot of walking canes in the house. And that is once again going back to the problem that a lot of people bitch about. People are too fucking old to be... I wouldn't necessarily trust somebody with a walking cane driving. It depends what the cane was for. Actually, it depends which side of the body the cane was for. If you need the cane for the left side of your body, your gas and foot pedal, shit, that's still good. But once someone starts using a walking cane, a lot of people stop trusting them to drive. And you're going to let them make decisions that could, like the death penalty? You're going to let them make decisions about killing people when you wouldn't trust them to drive? And I know a lot of you are going to be saying a lot of this sounds like the shit you saw on Twitter that I put out, but guess what? I looked at my Twitter numbers. not that many people looked at him, so fuck you. You're gonna keep getting it. But too many fucking old people. That's what I got from that whole speech. Too many fucking old people, including the president. And the Dems are fucking... We need to get... If the Dems want to get something going, they need to get more entertaining people. Like, where was AOC for that? Like, you know, she's younger, she's an entertainer, she's doing all the TikTok shit. Why? Where was she? What did she do? You guys need to get better. Other big news. Oh, Tiger Woods is now banging the former Mrs. Donald Trump Jr. I don't know, I have a hard time giving a shit about that. Just, it's simply... It's that weird, rich Florida circle. You look at the state of Florida, and you have the way super center of the state poor. You have the panhandle white trash. You have so many different communities, and then you have just that circle. The James Pattersons, the Chad Johnsons, the... Shit, I don't know if he can still afford to be there, but Roger Stones. And the Trumps and the Tiger Woods. And I think, you know, you talk about other golfers, Brooks Koepka, you know, a lot of them are down there, honestly, for their own safety and mental health. They probably just all run in the same circle. If your net worth is over $7 million, I would say, you probably run in these exact same circles. And 78% of the broads there, the single ones, are widows who are old bags. So, yeah, of course, Tiger. That's one of the few in that circle. He's going to have to go to... You want him to go to Orlando? You want him to try to find a Daytona Beach broad? No, you're going to have to run in those Jupiter, Mar-a-Lago, all those circles. You're going to have to run there. So, I mean, the options aren't that big, so I don't see too much about that. Oh, March Madness. I'm just going down the list. March Madness, but the first week is over. I mean, the first week is the most fun week, right? Now that we're kind of at the weekend where everyone separated themselves out, put themselves... Now we have the real teams going on, and yeah, you're still going to get buzzer beaters, but they're not going to be as fun because it's going to be the 3 versus the 1 buzzer beater, and all I'm looking forward to sports-wise right now is MLB starting, NHL playoffs are starting, and Aussie Rules football has kicked in. If you are a squarehead...
You stupid!
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna keep these hack things going, like I said earlier. I have a chance to either get a lot of people to listen because I am so delightful to listen to, and I really speak for the everyman, or I'm gonna get people to listen because I'm a hack. So I gotta find a good mix of it. But yeah, all my squareheads know that I'm big in the AFL, hockey, golf, baseball. Again, if you couldn't tell, listen to me, I'm a mid-30s white guy, so that's what you get to hear. Plus, it's hard to give a shit about human interest stories and things like that when they announce that we're days away from the JFK documents coming out. So let's all get ready for that. I know my square... Okay, now I'm gonna overdo it. I'll stop after this one for at least a while. I know my squareheads are smart enough to know that we're not getting the real JFK story when the documents come out. That's why it took so long. There was the court order, 3 years ago? And it took this long to come out because they had to rewrite them to hide all the fucking stupid things that they hid, and the JFK documents that come out are going to be a giant bore fest. Because they aren't going to be the official documents. We all know that. Regardless of having no facts to back it up, we know that that's not going to be the real files. And the big part, the spots where the conspiracy people are going to jump in on it, and those parts are going to be redacted. And that'll be fun for the conspiracy people. There's two things I'm really looking at this. The first one is a very simple thing to look at, and not many people are going to look at it. When the JFK documents drop, when those confidential files are officially out in the open, look on that day, look at what laws, look at what bills, look at all that shit. Look at what passes on that day. With it, or even 2 days, 3 days, they are gonna have a field day passing shit, and it's gonna be a busy day for them. Second of all, I am not going to look at all at the documents. They're gonna be a snooze fest. They're gonna be no matter how many facts I want to hear and want to see, I'm not gonna look at them. Main reason? It's like when flat earthers saw the eclipse and tried to explain it away. I want to hear that with no context. I want to listen to conspiracy radio and listen to these JFK truthers and I want to hear what they say with these files and make up my opinion before I look at anything official. Because that's the fun way to do it. And quite honestly, as of the last 25, 30 years, that's the American way. Oh, by the way, hack time. Now, let's get off of this. Now that I'm throwing a few back, let's talk about shit that really matters to me. Power Slap 12. Power Slap is back. Oh! Power Slap 10 and 11 were not the best events I've ever watched. Power Slap... Let's try that one again. Power Slap 12.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
So let's start that one over again. Power Slap 12. Fantastic. Power Slap 10 and 11 left a little to be desired. I forget what 9 was. I talked earlier in the show about how my pride was hurt and how, hearing all this shit fucked with my head. Realizing that I wasn't the most famous person that was into Power Slap when they started inviting real people really, really fucked with me too. But I'm still watching. But they adjusted the rules again. They keep moving the bar, which is great. Every event, they figure out a way. Oh, now they found a way to get more knockouts. You can all talk. You can listen to official Power Slap talk for the nuances and the technicalities. They are making more knockouts with another rule change. So Dana White has that part figured out. The second thing is the Methy Superstar, who was one of the first real, he was, I don't know, the Honest Wagner, the first real superstar of Power Slap. He is back. I don't know what maybe he had to get more neck tattoos before he could fight. I don't know, maybe he had to do another 8 months on meth before he could jump back in. I don't know, but the Methy Superstar is back in the win column. And he's going to go up the ranks again. All I know is watching CTE in real time is great. Also, it seems that real celebrities, real people, hell, even WWE wrestlers have kind of jumped off the Power Slap, we'll say, fan train. Because everyone that they showed, I don't know, did they show John Romer in this one or the last one? Anyway, everyone they're showing is just these YouTube celebrities, so they're just trying to show that, which, not saying shit against them, that's kind of the arena I'm trying to get into, so. But the methy superstar is, I want my Power Slappers to be trashy as shit. I want them to not be in their kids' lives. I want them to have at least 2 TV charges on them. I want them to have least done 2 sexual favors to a dude to get drugs. At least 2? Is that too much to ask? If you're gonna be a Power Slap pro... Yeah, I know. If you're going to be a Power Slap pro, you need to have some sort of that weird shit in your past. They have this one broad there who, again, should have wrote this down, who, UFC fighter, was a pretty big fighter, now she just won. Go fuck yourself. You're not a Power Slapper. You know what's even funnier? Being in that world, watching the people referee power slapping, pretending like they're all sitting over Ali Frazier, like there's, we lost George Foreman. Should have done something about that. But yeah, them pretending that is that the amount of people who are treating it like only 10% of the people watching Power Slap are treating it like it's a real thing. The rest are treating it like it's the modern day freak show that it is. But none of the refs, none of the commentators, no one is acting like it. You need a few people to act like it. Staying on the similar path, I waited till close to the end to start talking about golf, because I know the only people who are still listening to me right now are people who actually like me. And if you like me, you've probably talked golf with me. So, there you have it. But, Live Golf stinks. This is the first year I've tried to watch it. Like as a real fan, as a real this is the first year I've tried to watch it. It is just goddamn terrible. No one gives a fuck. The spectators don't give a fuck. The players don't give a fuck. A couple of the commentators try to, but even they don't give a fuck. They try to do like the whole big F1 finish. The team gets up there and sprays champagne. 10 people stick around for that. The problem they're gonna run into is the Saudi government has finally started cutting ties on their fuck you America businesses. That's all Live Golf was. It was a fuck you business to America. But, I forget what the last one was. What was the last fuck you? Anyway, look it up yourself, I guess. And I'm sorry if I sound nasally. I've had a runny nose or been stuffed up ever since the COVID vaccine. Not sure if that's tied or whatever, but Live Golf, if they started 5 years earlier, would have no issues. But where they are now, the Saudi government has proven they are tired of losing money to the fuck you US businesses. So, tough break, guys. Plus, the Saudi government figured out a way to get into fighting and making way too much fun. I mean, they got Eminem to perform for peanuts. They're making too much money sports-wise elsewhere for them to worry about that anymore. Again, I'm sorry. I've been like I said, I've been nasally since I got the vaccine. Maybe the problem is I only got the first the get me into sporting events vaccines. I didn't get any of the boosters. Maybe the boosters are what get your nose unclogged. But yes, since then, I mean, I'm not a little bitch boy. I can still. Well, I'll get to this in a second. I know I may have gotten into this point before. I know this isn't new for a lot of people. I'm going to put a new spin on it. And like I said, I tried my hand at stand-up. Still doing it every now and again, but it's only to test shit for the show. So I don't know if I only did this on stage or if I did this here, tested it. My generations and generations beyond fucking stink. The worst. And it's not gonna go where you think this is, so don't turn off. Oh, another.
Okay, boomer.
It's not going there, so just simmer. My generation and generations after stole so much music that people are going to only do one song at a time and make people fight to find it. That's all because of my generation and generations later stealing it, so that makes the next generations of musicians stink. If you want to find good music, you have to, beat the bushes now, the way you had to. I digress. But everyone who complains about modern music, or the modern music industry, or the way it is all because of my generation and later. We only have us to blame. We ruined sports, now we have to care about their health after they retire. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, fuck that. I definitely know I went on at that point for so all again. We ruined drugs. Drugs are done for. Weed is fun now. Weed is fucking boring now, is what it is. Oh, you can have all these. Remember how hard it was to find an edible in high school? And now you just you buy weed juice. You buy weed gummies. Fuck off. That was. One of the best parts about drugs was doing it in the basement rather than just, oh, I'm going to smoke a joint on the sidewalk and it's going to be fine because it's legal. Drugs aren't supposed to be. You could probably, that's a good test. You have one person walk down. I'm not going to do this. I'm enough of a hack already. I'm not going to do this little game. You have one person walking down smoking a joint. You have one guy drinking a beer. And see who gets stopped first. Now that I say it out loud, it doesn't sound as fun, does it? But yeah, ruin drugs. I mean, there was the whole, Adderall instead of meth thing. And that was a thing. Meth is back, so we're okay there. Except it's all Mexican meth. All the Sudafed labs are gone, which were at least entertaining for cops, the show cops. See, I had to make sure I had enough beer cracks for you, so starting to feel it. So this gets a little rambly. Just know this was all for you, so I could be the hack that you want. Yeah, ruined drug. Cocaine. They ruined cocaine. My generation finally found a great balance for cocaine. In the 80s, it was, everyone doing coke all the time and everything. Then we realized that wasn't great. So then they created crack, and that was all through the 90s, and then we realized how dog shit crack was and how we needed. And we're at the point now where Coke was just back to wherever it belonged. Back to being the party drug that it was. You do a bunch of Coke the night before your best friend's getting married. You do a shitload of Coke during the Super Bowl because you'll have enough time to sober up and pass out before you go to work Monday. We figured out the good balance. Then what happened? Fentanyl. You can't trust Coke anymore. And even if it is 100% cocaine, like you're buying, the only way to be safe is to watch the dealer take a bump and wait 30 minutes to make sure he doesn't start, puking out his asshole, and then you can officially buy it. So not only does that fuck up the user who, let's be honest, anyone who was dealing cocaine, you never wanted to see them longer than the Applebee's parking lot. You show up on the Applebee's parking lot, they jump in your car, you pretend to talk to them like you like them, and then they go off, and now there is an extra 10 minutes you have to hang out with these fucking weirdos. And honestly, it's not good for the Coke dealers either. You know how many random hits of cocaine they have to do a night if they want to make some money? And they don't get to decide when or where. No, if you have to show off for your client. So if you have clients back to back, you're taking a bump every 15 minutes. If you got a few day clients and a few night clients, you take a few bumps during the day. Any cocaine user knows that no, once you start, you gotta go till you're done partying. But if you are a cocaine dealer, you can't do that or you're dipping into your profits. Fentanyl is bad for all of them. And it didn't come around till after our generation. Again, generation stinks. Ruined drugs. Drugs used to be so much fun. So much fun. I mean, obviously, ruined beer. I feel bad about even bringing this up, but ruined beer, you walk in there like, oh yeah, what do you have on tap? Well, do you want a porter? Do you want a smooth pale ale? Do you want a... I don't give a shit. I want to drink until I forget that my dad called me a pussy in front of all my friends when he was coaching my baseball team. Ruined fucking beer. What do you have on tap? Well, what do you like? I don't give a shit about what I like. Just give me the fucking list. That part, that we have only ourselves to blame for that last part. Because restaurants can't have just a standard tap list because everyone wants a rotating local. It's not the restaurant's fault. Oh, by the way, hack time. We ruined fucking porn. Pornography was finally figured out. We ruined it. You could watch every porn from every era at any time for free. We figured that out. And then what does the new generation do? They invent OnlyFans. OnlyFans. The worst idea of all time. And I understand creators get more, directly to them, and the porn industry is making... I get all that. But look, here is the issue. A lot of these broads have not earned their way to money yet. They have not figured out how to... They haven't figured out how to porn. They just say, oh, well, I send nudes to my high school boyfriend. I just post these online and maybe someone will pay $5.99 a month. That's not how you do it. No, if you're a sloppy mess, you have to start by posting videos on any porn site that will have you, of you shoving your dildo in your asshole while you're, I don't know, watching a scary movie. You have to start there. And once you get there and you do that for free long enough, then you can build up to maybe having someone else in there and doing a real sex scene, still uploaded on your dime. And then maybe you build up to maybe, hey, you know what? I'm a cameraman. I want to get into porn. I've seen your amateur stuff. Maybe, just maybe we can help each other out. And that's when you start getting there, and then you progressively get up there. And then all of a sudden, you are in the top 5 of the Pornhub list of the quote unquote celebrities or the amateur. So you get to the top 5 of the amateurs, and then all of a sudden you get hired. You have to earn your way up the ladder. OnlyFans, now every mediocre broad thinks she is entitled to money as soon as she puts a puss picture online. Not only that, not only does every average broad think they are at the same level of real actresses isn't the right word, real puss posters. That was actually I actually enjoyed that one. None of you were gonna like it, but I enjoyed that line. No one had to earn it anymore, and that's where it comes down to. In fairness, every D-list celebrity who wants to stay relevant is... Look at how many 90 Day Fiancé broads have OnlyFans. It is fabulous. It is... I don't subscribe to any of them, but I just look at just how many... the reality show was all you had going for you? And no one gives a shit beyond that? Well, you may as well post pictures of your gaping butthole and hope that there's enough fans who enjoy it. We ruined porn. That was a long drive. That was a long road to get back to... We ruined porn by making sixes feel empowered. We're letting them start at AAA rather than starting at the farm leagues. They didn't even enter the draft. Baseball draft. I'm going baseball references, so this isn't a non-reference. They didn't enter the draft, and they think they should be paid like a AAA player. You gotta earn your way up there, and OnlyFans has ruined that. But, in fairness to my generation, we fixed racism. I may have brought this up on the podcast before. I may not have, but we fixed racism. And we figured out that it's not harmony. That's not what fixes racism. Harmony isn't what fixes racism. What fixes... I understand that I sounded super drunk on the last word, and it's probably because I am. Don't worry, I'm almost done. Harmony doesn't fix racism. Fear fixes racism. And I've brought that point up numerous times, both in my stand-up and on here, but if you're afraid not to be someone's friend, and then you end up being their friend, that's a pretty easy way to bring the races together. Public school in big cities is perfect for that. Yeah, you're not gonna get you're not gonna get the Wright brothers coming out of there, no, but if you get a bunch of Puerto Ricans, a Mexican, 3 black guys, and an Italian, 3 black guys, I'm talking about 3rd graders, but if you get them all in the classroom together and they all become friends, and the parents have to become friends, but the parents are too scared to say anything bad about the other parents, then you're fine. That was not the original way I was going to go with that, but once again, I'm a little off the rails, but I want to make one more point. And once again, I may have made this on the podcast before, but it happened again. I was getting on a plane there happened to be a few Indian, dot not feather, people getting on, very clearly Indian. There definitely was at least one Korean, and there was one dude who definitely looked like his wife. Her skin has never seen the light of the day, if you want to put it that way. I start going through security, and I get, well, you know what? I don't think I was originally getting the look. My brother-in-law looks way whiter than I do. But then he took his shoes off to go through, and a bunch of change fell out, so they're like, oh, he's Jewish, so A, he's not going to blow the plane, B, we can't piss him off because the weather's going to get fucked up. But again, I got pulled aside. It's the same thing. We are scared of everybody equally now. That's progress. Yeah, I definitely have had 1.5 too many beers to be doing this right now, so just know, next episode I'll be talking MLB, maybe NHL playoffs, but big thing, Aussie rules football. My, let's see, 1, 2, 4th favorite sport. Well, to what? No, I think it's my 3rd favorite sport to watch. We go golf, we go baseball. Nope, it's 4th anyway. Yeah, it's golf, baseball, hockey, Aussie rules football. If you aren't watching it, you're a moron. That's what I should do. I'm trying to get on these hack websites. Let's try to get Australians to fucking listen to this. And then I have a real show. I record this late at night too, so essentially I'm recording at noon for them. Anyway, yeah, I know I'm flaming. I apologize. I'm just back. I'm trying to get, the wheels back to, I'm on a rehab assignment in baseball. Anthony Rizzo, went 0 for 2 in Double-A when he got hurt. So, oh, you know what? Fuck you. Had a lot of good stuff. The organization was the problem, but I bet you enjoyed my points. If you didn't enjoy them, or you did, you know where my iTunes is, you know where my Spotify is, you know where my YouTube is, you know where my Twitter. Stop private messaging me. Stop emailing me, because I will have a conversation with anybody about what the fuck I'm doing. But it's not as much fun if it's in private. Let the whole fucking world see, and then we can decide if I'm the problem, or if maybe people enjoy my shit. So, I'm done with that. By the way, I don't know if you can still get there through teespring.com, but the links are in every one of my episode descriptions. Shirts, hats, stickers. I gotta look again to see if there's other shit I can create. Might be new stuff. I'm talking to a digital designer who might make everything you're looking at even better, so we'll be there. But no, I appreciate everyone sticking with me. I'm going to make a guarantee. The day after I recorded this, I will at least have it edited. Within 48 hours, it'll be posted. Love you all. Thank you, my squareheads.
Straight cash, huh?
That's right. I keep saying that. I'm gonna get straight. Sorry the way this ended. Although, if you enjoy listening to me batshit hammered, you're welcome for enjoying this.
Nope.
If you enjoy me being batshit hammered, you're welcome for the end of this. Alright. Love you all. Buy my shit. Share my shit. You know what to do. And I will see you next time.